Good evening. I'd like to call to order the regular meeting of the City Council of Thursday, December 11th, 2025. I'm Julie Daigle, Ward 4 City Councilor and City Council President. All councilors are present tonight. Public participation to this meeting is provided in person and remotely via Zoom in accordance with Mass General laws. The Zoom link can be found on the city website. This meeting is also being televised and recorded by Peabody TV and the City Council stenographer. Please join me for a moment of silence in the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. It's an honor to take that motion. We have the correct dates. You heard the motion. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, any opposed? It's a vote. I am going to ask to take an item out of order for 7A for appointments, but prior to that, I neglected to do this on our tax classification meeting on Tuesday. I just want to recognize Councilor McGinn for doing a fantastic job, as usual, running that meeting. It was all business, so we didn't really get any other time for discussion, but I left the meeting and said to Councilor Rosignol the next day, I feel really sorry that I didn't appreciate you. So thank you for that. It was a phenomenal job as usual, and big shoes to fill. So if there aren't any other objections.
Thank you very much, Madam President.
What was that, Councilor McGinn?
Thank you very much.
My pleasure. If there are no objections, I would like to take item 7A, appointments. Seeing none, before that, can I get a motion to accept late one?
So moved.
All in favor? Any opposed? It's a vote. Mayor Betancourt.
Thank you, Madam President. Good evening to you. Good evening, councilors. Hope everybody's doing well. Nice to be with all of you tonight. I'm bringing forward some appointments to open up the 2026 year and fill some positions that have been vacant. I have a great deal of appointments that will be coming in January, but these I wanted to bring forward at this time. I'll go right down the list. First one is Kevin Vinagro. Kevin has been a member of the Historical Commission now as an alternate for I think about a little over a year. He does a great job contributing to the hard work of that board. Mr. Hardy, Frank Hardy, I think all of you know Mr. Hardy. He stepped down. He's moving to New Hampshire to be near his family. I anticipate that he'll be involved in the future in different things, but he's not able to commit to the Historical Commission. With him stepping down, that opened up the position for the full-time position, and I wanted to bring forward Kevin at this time.
Any comments from any councilors? All right. Mayor Betancourt.
Thank you. Next, to fill then that alternate position on the Historical Commission is Bob Dunn. I think all of you know Bob. Bob has been the longtime commander of the Peabody Veterans Council after a very distinguished military career. Bob's been an instrumental part in running the Memorial Day, Veterans Day events for many years. Somebody who cares deeply for this city and knows this city well, and I think he'll be a great addition to the Historical Commission and bring a different element to that group and continue, again, their important work. They've taken on a lot of work in the cemeteries and historical markers. A lot of those historical markers are veteran recognition monuments, and I think Bob will be an excellent addition to that board, and I'd like to bring him forward as well.
Continue, please, if
Keep
there are
going.
no comments. Thank you.
Okay, next I wanted to bring forward Darrell Ann McCarthy to the open position on the Liquor Licensing Board. I think all of you know Darrell, the hard work she's put in here in the city of Peabody. She retired this past summer after serving in the mayor's office for a number of years. She did a wide variety of work, events, planning, day-to-day operations, but she also, over the last few years, was the secretary administrator for the Liquor Licensing Board, knows the challenges and the laws of the Liquor Licensing Board very well, and I think she'll be able to hit the ground running and provide a lot to the Liquor Licensing Board. Her resume is attached. Before working in my office, she worked as a legal secretary and did an outstanding job in that role, and I think she's somebody who will, again, bring a lot of expertise and care and knowledge to that board.
Council Peach.
Thank you, Madam President. I just want to say I think that's an excellent appointment, Mayor Betancourt. I know we all know Darrell Ann, but for my 4 years on the council, she's who I went to for any licensing questions, and she was always happy to help. So having her expertise on that board, I think, will serve the city of Peabody very well. Thank you.
I will echo those comments. I know Darrell was very disappointed not to make it tonight. She had plans prior to knowing of this date, but I think she's been secretary for at least 10 years and deals with a lot of changes, but she does a great job at it. So this is a great selection, Mayor. And if you have one more presentation to make.
Yep, thank you. And next, I'm very happy to bring forward Jeff Saliba for the position on the Planning Board. And I apologize, I think the initial paperwork you got had him as a Conservation Commission member. That was a mistake on my part. It is for the Planning Board that I wanted to bring him forward, and I think that was corrected pretty promptly. Jeff wasn't able to be here today, but he's certainly available. He would like to come to a future meeting. I know he's met a number of you already, but he would like to come to a future meeting. But he had an event today, and I thought that was, I wanted him to go to that event. Again, many of you know Jeff. He is the business manager for the heat and frost insulators and allied workers, has extensive experience with project budget, safety and compliance regulations, construction, zoning, development. I think he'd be an excellent addition and would bring a lot of perspective and a lot of knowledge and understanding to the planning board. He's very knowledgeable. Just talking to him, you quickly realize the amount of knowledge and information that he has and that he can bring to this board. And I think he'd be an excellent addition to the planning board, and happy to answer any questions on any of those candidates. And before I go and turn it over back to you, Madam President, I just wanted to thank publicly Tom, Pete, and Ryan. Each of you represented the city with class, professionalism, and extreme dedication. I know all three of you are going to be helping on a number of things moving forward, but I really appreciate everything that you've brought forward to the city. You're going to be missed in these positions, but I know there'll be a lot more to come. So I just wanted to publicly thank each of you. So, Madam President, I'm happy to answer any questions about any of the appointments.
Thank you, Mayor. You had to get that plug in first before the rest of us to thank the counselors. Councilor Turco has had his hand raised. Councilor Turco.
Just a motion to receive late one.
We did
Oh,
that.
do we do that? Okay.
We did.
I'm behind.
No worries. Any other comments, or I'll entertain a motion for approval of all of these if we want to do them collectively and there's no objection? Oh, I'm sorry. Councilor Rossignol.
I was just going to make the motion to receive and approve all of the mayor's recommendations for these positions. So
Please
moved.
do. I don't see any hands raised. Please.
Moved. Want me to read each individual?
Do you?
Motion to receive and approve appointments for Kevin Vinagro, Historical Commission, term of 2 years. Motion to receive and approve Robert Dunn, Historical Commission, term of 2 years. Darrell Ann McCarthy, Licensing Board, term of 3 years. And Jeffrey Saliba, Planning Board, term of 1 year. So moved.
You heard the motion. Any discussion? Seeing none. Roll call vote, please.
Councilors Turco,
Yes.
Peach.
Yes.
Gould.
Yes.
Gamache.
Yes.
Higgins.
Yes.
Manning Martin.
Yes.
Welton.
Yes.
McGinn.
Yes.
Rossignol.
Yes.
Melville.
Yes.
Daigle.
Yes.
Motion carries 11-0.
Congratulations. Great selections, Mayor. I'm going to turn it back to you for a minute.
Thank you, Madam President. Thank you, Council. Just I wanted to add, I meant to say this earlier in my remarks. The planning board opening that Jeff Saliba now is going to be taking, that was created because of the passing of Peter Avenaites. I think many of you knew Peter. He was a longtime member of the planning board and an attorney that provided a great deal to that board as well. And I just wanted to mention, make a special mention of him with his passing, and greatly appreciative of his work, and I wanted to mention that publicly as well. So thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you for mentioning that, and we all appreciate Peter and his service on the planning board. I'm going to move along to Number 4, hearings, item 4A. Counselor Gamache.
Yes, thank you, Madam President. I met earlier with the petitioner. Due to the amount of the memorandum from Community Development, we've agreed to move this hearing to the first meeting in January. So moved.
Counselor McGinn.
Yeah, nothing on the, just on the motion. Should we just also come back to you and get 8H and late 7 referred to
Yeah,
this?
I'm sorry, and under suspension of the rules, move to receive item 8H and submit that to the meeting on January 8th. Thank you. Late communication. I'm sorry. Which one was it? 7, late 7. Yeah.
Motion
To receive that as well under suspension of the rules.
8H, all in favor, any opposed, it's a vote. Late 7, all in favor, any opposed, it's a vote. Motion to continue to the first meeting in January. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, any opposed, it's a vote. Moving on to item 4B, junk dealer's license. Would the clerk please read the notice?
Notice is hereby given that the City Council of the City of Peabody will conduct a public hearing on Thursday evening, December 11th, 2025, at 7:30 p.m. in the Frank L. Wigan Auditorium, City Hall, 24 Lowell Street, Peabody, Mass., and remotely via Zoom on the application from Constellation Gemini LLC, DBA Peabody Flea Market, 68R Bennett Street, Lynn, Mass., requesting a junk dealer's license for the sale of secondhand items at 20 Wallace Street, Peabody, Mass. For remote participation using the Zoom platform, please visit www.peabody-ma.gov under City Calendar on the homepage or contact the City Clerk's office. Peabody City Council, Councilor Julie K. Daigle, City Council President.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Attorney Kelty, please state your name, address, and what the petitioner would like to do.
The reason I'm here, right? My name is John Kelty. I'm an attorney. I have offices at 40 Lowell Street in Peabody, Massachusetts. I'm appearing this evening on behalf of Constellation Gemini LLC, an LLC formed by Carlos Manuel Estrada Monroy. My client is Carlos Estrada Monroy, and as such, we are here requesting the right to operate what my client is going to refer to as a community flea market. That kind of operation requires a junk dealer's license. We're not a pawn shop. We will have some used goods. But in general, all the goods that are offered at the premises will be brand new, unused, but there will be an availability and an opportunity to utilize and sell used property, which is the basis of the junk dealer's license. My client, Constellation, obtained 4 properties, 31, 35, 37 Walnut Street, all of which are on the corner of Walnut and Wallace, and in addition, the property at 20 Wallace. That's located almost diagonally across the street from the post office on Wallace Street. We are asking to operate the community flea market from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. We would like to be able to utilize the property for this community flea market Wednesday through Sunday. We will not be open on Monday or Tuesday. And during Wednesday to Sunday, we would request once again 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. With that, there's no alcohol, no outdoor storage. There is an opportunity to operate in a fashion that the building commissioner must allow, would need to permit, but there are certain areas outside the premises that may lend themselves to availability, but they are kind of right-of-ways, parking areas, so we see this as being entirely an indoor enterprise. My client and his family are here this evening. They will operate this endeavor together. We're happy to answer questions that the council may have.
Thank you, Attorney Kelty. Excuse me. Is there anyone from the public that would like to speak in opposition of this? Seeing none, is there anyone that would like to speak in favor of this application? Is there anyone on the Zoom platform? If you're on the Zoom platform and you'd like to speak, could you raise your hand, please? I'll ask one more time if there's anyone in the public that would like to speak. I'm just repeating because I thought there was. Anyone on the Zoom platform, please raise your hand if you'd like to speak. Okay, seeing that, I'm going to turn it over to Councilor Peach.
Thank you, Madam President. Through you to the clerk, is there a Joel Whitman on the Zoom platform? Could you promote him to speak? It might just be a technology thing. He had communicated with me prior to this meeting that he intended to speak during the public comment period.
Mr. Whitman, are you able to join in the meeting via Zoom? Is your microphone on, sir?
It is now, I think.
It is now. Welcome, Mr. Whitman. Please state your name and address and your opposition or approval. Go ahead.
My name is Joel Whitman. Since 1958, I've been owner-operator of 15, 21, 25, and 27 Walnut Street. Originally, it was our family tannery, Furman Tanning. In 1985, when we closed the tannery, I opened it as a multi-business facility, which we operate to this day. I'm assisted in that effort by my son, David, who's also in the hall. I am out of town, which I am on a regular basis now. And having been there for so many years, I think that at this point, and I've served on any number of committees in Peabody trying to figure out what the best use for the downtown area in general is. And I leave it up to the council and those who advise them. There have been ever so many people who have looked at the sites and drawn up potential plans. But as of this writing, as far as I know, nothing has really been agreed upon. And I think it's best to leave it in the hands of the council and those who advise it as to what the best use for that whole area is, the whole downtown area, because it's part of a very large plan. So I think, as far as I'm concerned, if the petitioner confines his operation to his land and does it in a fashion that's agreeable to the city, we have been doing it for all these many years, and we plan to continue that. Other than that, I think that's probably more than I need to say at this point.
Thank you, Mr. Whitman. Appreciate hearing from you. I hope all is well. I'll open it back up one more time in case there's anyone else in the audience that would like to speak. I'm going to turn it over to Councilor Peach.
I have spoken with Mr. Whitman, who's an abutter of the project. His son David is here in the Wigan with us tonight, who also owns and works on Wallace Street. I've spoken with other businesses in the area, and I think the reason that this is before us now is because there has been a flea market operating outdoors at 20 Wallace Street over the summer, and I received several phone calls, and I made many phone calls trying to figure out how in the world a flea market was operating with no permits. The way it operated, it's not technically a flea market in our definitions of flea markets, which have to, the way it was operating, not the way Attorney Kelty's presented it this evening, but in our definitions, it has to be twice per week year-round to be considered a flea market. So just for the public's knowledge, the reason there was a delay in action on what was occurring over the summer is there really was no definition in zoning or in our ordinances as to what was happening. It wasn't a yard sale. It wasn't a flea market. It was kind of in this gray no man's zone. And now we have this before us. This application, normally when we get a junk dealer's application, you're within a building. There's a permitted business, either by right that's there. We have secondhand shops throughout Ward 3, and that's a lot easier to define because there's a plot plan and you know where the walls are. And this has been operating as an outdoor flea market for the past several months. I'm not in favor of moving forward with this. This is the first time I've heard tonight that it's intended to be an indoor operation. I don't know that our building commissioner knows that it's intended to be an indoor operation because I don't know where flea market falls in our zoning and if it's allowed by right. And I would need an opinion from the building commissioner before moving forward because in my opinion, looking at our zoning table, we would need a special permit to go along with this junk dealer's license for an indoor flea market. I'd have a lot of concerns even having an indoor flea market with parking. Parking is a big issue. There are a lot of plans for the Walnut Street, Wallace Street area that the city is looking into in order to revitalize, along with the other projects that we're doing in downtown Peabody. And that's something we always want to keep in mind as we look forward, that what's the ultimate plan for downtown. And, you know, we're always including property owners in those discussions. This is a new property owner for this area, so they may not be aware of what we're trying to do down there. So I would not be in favor of moving forward on this. Like I said, I think an opinion from the building commissioner is needed. I don't think that this is a standalone junk dealer's license, and I do think it would need some other special permit from the council, which would then require a lot more detail and plan, like a parking plan, some sort of established walls, because there are many properties, multiple buildings on the properties that this applicant owns. So to do some business here, I will, under suspension of the rules, receive item 8E and refer to this hearing.
You heard the motion. All in favor? Any opposed? It's a vote.
And a motion to receive 8I and refer to this hearing.
You heard the motion. All in favor? Any opposed? It's a vote. Counselor Peach?
Thank you, Madam President. I'll turn it over to other counselors if they have things they wanted to add, but I would extend the consideration to the applicant to withdraw without prejudice if this is a further discussion they'd like to move forward with in the new year.
Thank you, Counselor Peach. With that being said, before we open it up, are you interested in receiving lates 5 and/or 6?
So, motion
So late,
to
you might not have
receive-
seen them yet.
I have not seen them. Is there something even attached to late 5?
It's just a departmental response from community development with objections. Referring to Drew's email, which we received. 8I.
Okay, yeah, so just for reference, my late 5, it says please see comments, but there are no comments. Okay, Yeah, motion to receive late 5 and late 6 and refer to this hearing.
You heard the motion. All in favor? Any opposed for late 5 and 6? It's a vote. Any other counselors that would like to comment on this? Counselor McGinn, I saw your hand first. Please.
Thank you, Madam President. I would have to concur with Councilor Peach's assessment of the situation. I was also kind of scratching my head when I saw what was happening down there this summer. Was, I guess, somewhat only a little bit happy that it was just over the line in Ward 3 and not something that I had to deal with so much as you, Councilor Peach. But I think this is essentially coming to us as a result of an enforcement action of sorts, and it is coming to us I think I would agree with you, it's coming to us in kind of an awkward way, and could be tightened up. So I would agree with your assessment and would also stand with you in opposing it. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Councilor McGinn. Councilor Rossignol.
Thank you, Madam President. Through you to Attorney Kilty. At this point, is it in your best interest, before I make comment, to withdraw without prejudice, get the information that I think a lot of us are looking for, and return with a more complete packet?
Attorney Kelty?
Yes. Your question is, would it make more sense to withdraw without prejudice so that we could begin anew with the new council? This council will not be meeting again. If it were continued tonight while we address those questions, we would not be eligible before the new council anyway, correct?
Correct. But I think there's just a lot of missing information
Sure,
as well.
sure, I share that, but I mean, yes. Sure, I would be happy to do that.
Councilor Rossignol or Attorney Kelty?
I would respectfully request that the council grant my applicant permission to withdraw without prejudice to be back before the new council.
Thank you, Attorney Kelty. Councilor Peach, do you have any other comments?
Yes, if no other councilors have comments, I'd make a motion to allow withdrawal with no prejudice.
Before we take that motion, Councilor Manning Martin?
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. I would just like to comment that I think it's very generous of the council, specifically the ward councilor, the way that this has been ongoing in her attempt to correct it and address it, and then for a monkey wrench to be thrown in at the last minute. I think it's very generous of this council to offer this to be brought back forward without prejudice. And I would like to emphasize the comments by community development that is a flea market. What we want is at the best use of the land, and it doesn't coincide with their vision or their plans for the downtown. And I think that that should be fresh in our minds as a council when you are allowed to come back forward and present to the new council. But again, I think it's very generous of this council to allow you to withdraw it without prejudice. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Manning Martin. So the motion from Councilor Peach is to allow the petitioner to withdraw it without prejudice. Any other discussion? Seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Councilors Turco,
Yes.
Peach.
Yes.
Gould.
Yes.
Gamache. Higgins.
Yes.
Manning Martin.
Yes.
Welton.
Yes.
McGinn.
Yes.
Rossignol.
Yes.
Melville.
Yes.
Daigle.
Yes.
Motion carries 11-0.
Thank you.
Thank you, Attorney Kelty. Hearing item 4C, special permit. Back to you, Councilor Peach.
Thank you, Madam President. Under suspension of the rules, move to receive item late 9 and 10, refer to this hearing.
You heard the motion for lates 9 and 10. All in favor, any opposed? It's a vote. Councilor Peach.
Thank you, Madam President. I spoke with the applicant, and with the change in the new year, and anticipating questions from the council, I would like to move to continue this to the first meeting in January. So moved.
And I would similarly request such a continuance.
Thank you, Attorney Kelty. Any other counselors like to comment? Seeing none, you heard the motion to continue. Roll call vote, please.
Councilors Turco,
Yes.
Peach,
Yes.
Gould.
Yes.
Gamache. Higgins.
Yes.
Manning Martin.
Yes.
Welton.
Yes.
McGinn.
Yes.
Rozignol.
Yes.
Melville.
Yes.
Daigle.
Yes,
Motion carries 11-0.
thank you.
Thank you, councilors.
This will be January 22nd. Is that, do you agree? The clerk will look at her calendar. We've got a lot of hearings. Attorney Kelty, January 8th. Can we get back to you on the date? The clerk will let you know what date we can work into the schedule for the month of January. Oh, is that okay? Thank you, sir. Moving on to reports of committee, legal affairs. Councilor Rozignol.
Thank you, Madam President. Legal Affairs met earlier this evening. There were two subject matters. Home rule petition brought forth by the mayor and Attorney Khan, and a portion of a paper street, Mechanic Street, for purchase of city-owned land. All councilors were in attendance, as well as the Legal Affairs Committee, consisting of myself, Councilor Higgins, Councilor Melville, Councilor Peach, and Councilor Turco. There were two motions that came out of committee. The first motion was regarding the home rule petition, and that was a motion to send the home rule petition an act to the maintenance of pre-employment examination records for the public safety personnel in the city of Peabody, Section 1 and Section 2, and send that to the general court for approval. I now bring that before the council as a whole. So moved.
You heard the motion. Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Councilors Turco,
Yes.
Peach.
Yes.
Gould.
Yes.
Gamache.
Yes.
Higgins.
Yes.
Manning Martin.
Yes.
Welton.
Yes.
McGinn.
Yes.
Rozignol.
Yes.
Melville.
Yes.
Daigle.
Yes,
Motion carries 11-0.
thank you. Councilor Rozignol.
Thank you, Madam President. The second subject matter was regarding purchase of city-owned land, which is adjacent to Stephen Street, which is a paper street, and Mechanic Street, known as MAP 75, lots 1, 2, and 3. That was vetted in subcommittee, and there was a motion coming out of it. And the motion is as follows: to formally declare the city-owned parcel known as MAP 75, Lot 1, 2, and 3 as surplus, and further refer this matter back to the city clerk, community development, to complete the process in accordance with motion P666-19 and the flow chart policy to dispose of requested to sell city-owned land. So moved.
Councilors, you heard the motion. Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call vote.
Councilors Turco,
Yes.
Peach.
Yes.
Gould.
Yes.
Gamache.
Yes.
Higgins.
Yes.
Manning Martin. Welton.
Yes.
McGinn.
Yes.
Rozignol.
Yes.
Melville.
Yes.
Daigle.
Yes,
Motion carries 11-0.
thank you. Councilor Rozignol.
Thank you, Madam President. No further motions were made out of committee, and I just want to wish everybody a happy holiday season and Merry Christmas. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor. Moving on to motions, orders, and resolutions. Councilor Turco.
Thank you, Madam President. Under suspension of the rules, move to receive and approve item 9A, Class 1 motor vehicle license renewal for 2026. Acura of Peabody 233 Andover Street, Audi Peabody 252 Andover Street, BMW Peabody 221 Andover Street, BMW of Peabody 7 Centennial Drive, Jaguar Land Rover Peabody 247 Newbury Street, Mercedes-Benz Linfield 202 Newbury Street, Mini of Peabody 209 Andover Street, Tesla Motors 210 Andover Street. So moved.
You heard the motion. Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call vote, please. Actually, Counselor, if you'd like to move on to 9B,
Okay.
if there's no
and
objection,
You'll do them all together?
fire away.
Item B, Class 2 motor vehicle license renewals, 2026. AC Motor Sales, 3A Bourbon Street, All Motors, 29 Newbury Street, American Auto Export, 484 Lowell Street, Suite 1B-4, Auto Factory, 156 Newbury Street, Auto Factory, 258 Newbury Street, Auto Graphics and Sales, 220B Newbury Street, Auto Mall Collections, 218 Andover Street, Bill's Auto Sales, 256 Newbury Street, Boyd Cycles, 27 Holly Street, Breaklight Motorsports, 131 Newbury Street, Carcraft, 258 Newbury Street, Unit E, Car Diva, 249 Andover Street, Century Tire Co. of Peabody, 53 Walnut Street, DC Trust, 258 Newbury Street, Unit B, Desi's Used Car, 108 Newbury Street, DMC Auto, 258 Newbury Street, Unit C, Easy Up Cars, 20 Wallace Street, Elite Pre-Owned Auto, 153 Newbury Street, Four Star Service, 134 Newbury Street, Unit RUB, Legacy Auto Sales, 92 Foster Street, Lofa Auto Body, 55 Rear Walnut Street, Louis BMW, 260 Newbury Street, Michael's Motorsports, 1 Sylvan Street, New Star Motors, 161 Washington Street, North Shore Automotive, 100 Bernie Street, Unit 7, Oasis Auto and Truck Center, 7.5 Mason Street, Prestige Motors of Peabody, 257 Andover Street, R&A Automotive, 226 Lake Street, Route 1 Auto Sales, 218 Newbury Street, Sacco's, 119 to 121 Lynn Street, Spiro's Auto Sales, 90 Margin Street, Summit Auto Sales, 14 Newbury Street, Tedisco Towing, 147A Summit Street, Tremont Auto Sales, 97.5 Tremont Street, Unlimited Sales, 3 Bernie Street, USA Speedy Auto, 108 Newbury Street, Walnut Street Auto Sales, 55 to 57 Walnut Street, White Auto, 258 Newbury Street, Unit D, Express Motor Group, 98 Foster Street. Section C, Class 3 motor vehicle license renewals for 2026. Peabody Auto Collection Corp., 9B Rear Collar Street, Peterson's Automotive, 114 Newbury Street, Pinto Recycling, 147 Summit Street.
Hold on, Counselor Turco, let me give you a break for 1 second. I misunderstood the clerk. I'm just gonna do a collective vote by section. You read section 9A, all in favor? Any opposed? It's a vote. You read section 9B, all in favor? Any opposed? It's a vote. You read section 9C, all in favor? Any opposed? It's a vote. Now, please, if you wish, continue
Okay.
on with
Under
9D.
the suspension of the rules, move to receive and approve item 9D, entertainment licenses. Renewal for 2026, Amigos Mexican Kitchen and Tequila Bar, 210 Andover Street, Unit P135A, Asia Taste Cafe and Grill, 635 Lowell Street, The Bell Inn, 2 Washington Street, Boston Marriott, Peabody, 8A Centennial Drive, Brody's Pub, Peabody, 10 Lowell Street, Cabaret Lounge, 96 Newbury Street, Capone's Restaurant, 147 Summit Street, Century House of Peabody, 235 Andover Street, Champions Pub, 114 Foster Street, Cheesecake Factory, 210 Andover Street, Club Louis de Camo's, 10 Collins Street, Daniela's Restaurant, 41 Cross Street, Double Bull Tap House, 210 Andover Street, Golden Banana, 151 Newbury Street, Granite Coast Brewing Company, 77B Main Street, Green Tea, 126 Newbury Street, Greg's Lounge, 50 Walnut Street, Knights of Columbus Building Association, Leo, 508 96 Main Street, Cuisina, 134 Newbury Street, Legal Seafood, 210 Andover Street, Maki Sushi, 43 Main Street, Oliveira's Restaurant, 135 Washington Street, 1 Main Street, 1 Main Street. Outback Steakhouse, 300 Andover Street, Patty Kelly's Restaurant and Bar, 154 Washington Street, Polana Steakhouse, 9 Rear Sylvan Street, Portuguese American War Veterans, Post Number 1, 103 Tremont Street, Portuguese Benefit Society of Our Lady of Help, 61 North End Street, Reds LLC, 131 Newbury Street, Salem Country Club, 133 Foster Street, Santabio's Pizza, 71 Newbury Street, Show You Restaurant and Bar, 12 Peabody Square, Spare Time Tavern, 63 Foster Street, Spinelli's LLC, 10 Newbury Street, St. Michael's Archangel Polish Society, 15 Endicott Street, Sugar Cane Restaurant, 106 Main Street, Sylvan Street Grill, 12 Sylvan Street, Tokyo Steakhouse, 300 Andover Street, Suite 9, Toscana Forno, 139 Linfield Street, Toscana's Restaurante, 3 Bourbon Street, Trackside Bar and Grill, 30 Warren Street, The Woodhurst, 31 Linfield Street. So moved.
Councilors, you heard the motion. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, any opposed? It's a vote. Councilor Turco.
Under suspension of the rules, move to receive and approve item 9E, general licenses renewals for 2026. Bowling alley license, Game Time Lanes, 210 Andover Street. Bowling alley license, Metro Bowl, 63 Foster Street. Fortune teller license, Mrs. Russell Psychic Studios, 259 Andover Street. Fortune teller license, Peabody Psychic, 245 Andover Street. Limousine license, Michael's Limousine Company, 161 Lynn Street. Limousine license, Roadhouse Limousine, 55 Pulaski Street. Outdoor dining license, Show You Restaurant and Bar, 12 Peabody Square. Pool and billiards license, Game Time Lanes, 210 Andover Street. Pool and billiard license, Metro Bowl, 63 Foster Street. Taxi license, Sunshine Taxi, 153 Newbury Street. So moved.
You heard the motion. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, any opposed? It's a vote. Councilor Turco.
Under suspension of the rules, move to receive and approve item 9F, inholder license, renewal for 2026. Hampton Inn, Boston, Peabody, 59 Newbury Street. Holiday Inn and Suites, Boston, Peabody, 1 Newbury Street. Homewood Suites, Boston, Peabody, 57 Newbury Street. Spring Hill Suites, Boston, Peabody, 43 Newbury Street. So moved.
You heard the motion. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, any opposed? It's a vote. Councilor Turco.
Under suspension of the rules, move to receive and approve item 9G, lodging house license renewal for 2026. The Coffee House at 59 Walnut Street, 3941 Walnut Street, Realty Trust, 3941 Walnut Street. Tanner City Residences, 14 Foster Street, Viceroy Peabody, 2 Main Street, Viceroy Peabody, 65 Main Street. So moved.
You heard the motion, councilors. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, any opposed? It's a vote. Councilor Turco.
Under suspension of the rules, move to receive and approve item late 8.
You heard the motion to receive and approve late 8. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, any opposed? It's a vote.
For the record, if you want me to read those, do you want me to read those approvals? I shall. Item A, Class 2 Motor Vehicle License 2026, Renewal Auto Transporters of New England, rear 55 Linfield Street, D&D Auto Sales and Repair, Core 36B Walnut Street, Tri-State Auto Sales, 248 Newbury Street. Item B, Class 3 Motor Vehicle Licenses, Guarisi Brothers Auto and Truck Salvage, 0 Corwin Street. Item C, entertainment license, Endless Hibachi and Sushi, 82 Newbury Street, 2nd floor, Holiday Inn and Suites. Do we want to hold off on the Holiday Inn and I'm going to hold off on the Holiday Inn and Suites and hold that separate. I'll approve these and then I'll ask a question about the Holiday Inn separately. Item D, general license, inholders license, Boston Marriott, Peabody, 8A Centennial Drive. So moved.
So, Councilor, this is late 8, except for C, Holiday Inn.
Correct, for now, yes.
Okay. Any discussion? Seeing none. All in favor, any opposed? It's a vote. Councilor Turco.
Thank you. Just, I'm trying to think back to what was discussed with as far as the Holiday Inn when the fire department came here. I thought they had needed some severe renovations before they could reopen. So I'm just not sure if, is anybody aware whether they're able to through you to the clerk, Madam President?
So, Council, we received their application, they passed their query. I had a sign-off from the fire department and the health department that there were no issues.
With that said, move to receive and approve item 9C, Holiday Inn and Suites, Peabody, 1 Newbury, Peabody, 1 Newbury Street. So moved.
Any discussion? Seeing none. All in favor, any opposed? It's a vote. Councilor Turco.
All right, thank you. So, a lot to say. First and foremost, Councilor Daigle, unbelievable job just this year. Thank you very much. It was a very fun and pleasant year, and a year that, in years that sometimes aren't so fun. So, I appreciate the hard work. I appreciate, the time you spent reaching out to each and every one of us on multiple issues throughout the year and keeping us informed. And happy to have you sitting back next to us here on the other side. I'm going to do a collective here because, my estrogen level gets a little high at this point. I'm getting a little old and, I get emotional so very easily. So I'll say, Peter, Tom, Ryan, you've all become very close friends, people that I will always consider friends. Learned a lot from each of you. I'm certainly going to miss the three of you having you on this council. I will still call Ryan, through every election cycle, I will call multiple times, and Peter, every budget season, I will call, and Tom, when I want a free ice cream, I will call and ask. With that being said, Tom and I wanted to tell one story very quickly, that years ago, Tom and I were at an event, and somebody took a picture of the two of us standing together, and I looked at Tom and I said, someday people are going to look back at those pictures of all the pictures we take together and say, who the hell is that guy with Tom Gould? And Tom always got a kick out of that. So I think it's very true that for decades to come, but I am proud to be in those pictures with you and very happy to have them. So with that said, God bless all of you and good luck with whatever you do. No further motions.
Thank you, Councilor Turco, not only for the kind words, but also for taking one for the team with all of the approvals at number 9. Thank you. Councilor Peach.
Thank you, Madam President. Under suspension of the rules, move to receive item 8C and set up a public hearing.
You heard the motion. All in favor, any opposed? It's a vote. Councilor Peach.
Thank you, Madam President. I'd also like to thank Councilor Turco because several of those motor vehicle licenses reside in Ward 3. Appreciate that. I'll go in the opposite direction of Councilor Turco. I'll make my way around the room. Councilor Gould, you've been a friend, not only on the council but outside of it. Don't worry, we'll see each other. My kids love themselves some Treadwell's ice cream. They were there yesterday. So happy that you can move on and enjoy a full retirement, hopefully soon. You have a wonderful family, and I know we'll be in touch. And I'll at least see you at the dance recitals every year. That's right. Thank you. Councilor McGinn, keep your phone on, man, because we're going to have a lot of questions. Enjoy your time with your family. Heal up those shoulders. Your knowledge on this council has been beyond appreciated. I hope you've come to realize that this year because we keep saying it over and over again. You have been a great help to me as a ward councilor, as a neighboring ward, even though we joke which side of the railroad tracks the problems are on. The problems are on all the sides of the railroad tracks, we've come to learn. But I appreciate your guidance over the last 4 years, and I'm not joking. Please keep your phone on because we will have so many questions. I hope there's a lot of templates for all of your finance committee things. And Councilor Melville, the phone call started well before I was ever on the council, and I don't expect them to end. Good luck, and you're now nowhere near retirement, I hate to tell you. But enjoy whatever it is you do following this. I know it will be great, and I know we'll all still be in touch. Councilor Daigle, you've done an amazing job this year. I know we joked that who had to go first as we both came on the council at the same time, and I drew the short straw, but you did an amazing job. We've had some great debates this year. They've all been cordial. They've all run very well. I don't know that we've had as many quick meetings as when I was the president, but I guess the economy is getting a little bit better. We have some more applications. But no, seriously, we've had a great council for the last 4 years that I've been on it, and we're seeing a big change. And I hope that we can continue to have spirited debate under the next council president. So happy holidays, everyone, and we will see you in the new year.
Thank you, Councilor Peach. Councilor Gould, did you bring the tissues?
Thank you, Madam President. Thank you for a great year. It was, your focus is always on the ball. You're right on top of things, and you're cordial and polite and make everyone feel welcome. So thank you. You did a nice job. Allison, thank you for all the years of making things happen here in Peabody. You were great. Whenever we needed something, we always were, you responded to us. Thank you. Thank you, Stacy, for being part of the team. I can't thank you enough, everybody, for what a great 14 years it's been. I wish I had my health and I'd keep going, but that's the way the ball rolls. But thank you. Ian, thank you for all your wisdom and expertise. Craig, your energy was great. Pete, it wasn't a problem we didn't tackle when we first got on, and so thank you. Tom, thanks for everything. You always had good response when I needed help. Brian, John, thank you very much. I can't wait to see those pictures 20 years from now. Steph, thanks for everything. You're a friend and colleague. Thank you. David, you're the engine that keeps this place running.
The old engine.
The old engine. Thank you very much. And Mark, thanks for everything. I appreciate it. Thank you all.
Thank you, Councillor Gould. Councillor Gamache.
Yes, thank you. First, I'd like to just make one motion. As most of you are aware that the state is really starting to push the ADUs. It's been all over the news. I personally believe it's a good thing. I've tried to get some information from the building inspector. Haven't gotten much, so I'd like to make the motion to have the building inspector meet sometime in the next month with who's ever in charge of the ICD and have him come forth and give us an update on where the ADUs are, what the zoning issues are with the ADUs. I, for one, have received quite a few inquiries concerning this, and I apologize to those that have called because I don't have the information and it's not available. But that would be in the form of a motion. So moved.
On the motion, Councillor Rossignol.
Thank you, Madam President. Through you to Councillor Gamache. I know community development has been pretty involved in that as well, if you want to send them a communication as well.
On the motion, will include community development in the planning. Councillor Rossignol, are you, any other comments? Councillor Turco.
Just very briefly, I want to mention there was an article in today's paper with the governor. They just approved, I think it was $100 million toward developing ADUs, and there's now a contest, I guess, to submit standard plans for potential ADUs that will then become part of the state website that people can go on and find 4 or 5 or 6 standard plans to build an ADU. So just, happy to be in today's news.
Councillor McGinn on the motion.
Thank you, Madam President. On the motion, maybe Councilor Peach may want to comment on this, but you'll all recall this is still sitting in industrial community development for zoning language. We met on that months ago, and the output of that was a lot of questions that went back to department heads, and a number of those went to the city solicitor. So maybe in addition to sending this to the building commissioner, that the council resends all those inquiries that came out of that committee meeting so that the council is better positioned to pick up that zoning issue when it.
Thank you, Councillor McGinn. So we'll communicate with the city solicitor as well. Are you good, Councillor McGinn?
Yeah, I think just to make sure that however you record the motion, that it specifically requests answers to the questions that were previously raised at Industrial and Community Development regarding that matter. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Councillor McGinn. Councillor Peach.
Thank you, Madam President. I did speak with the building commissioner and the director of community development last month about this ADU issue because it is sitting in committee. It's awaiting response from the city solicitor and the department heads. They seemed a little motivated to get themselves together before coming back to the committee because there has been an influx of applications in the building department. So I know that it's an issue the building department is working on right now, and they have no guidance because we have no language, so it's just whatever the state has at the moment. I was told it's on their agenda and it's a priority for them in the new year, because I did make it clear to them that there was no time at that point that we'd be able to have an ICD meeting. So that was, I anticipate seeing that in the new year, but I would love the motion just to remind them of all of the questions that we had and brought up in committee and are waiting response on.
Thank you, Counselor Peach. Any other comments? Counselor Gamache, does that complete your motion?
Inclusive of all the other remarks, to have that present at the ICD meeting in hopefully January. Thank you.
The Madam Clerk will craft a motion to incorporate all of that feedback. On the motion, all in favor? Any opposed? It's a vote. Counselor Gamache.
Yes, I would be remiss if I didn't throw my remarks in here. Madam President, you did an excellent job this year. And you held your own, and you did a great job. You brought everything forward, and I for one, am glad that it was a smooth year, and sometimes election years aren't. And I just want to congratulate you on that. Next, I'd like to wish Councilor Gould a great retirement. Tom, I've known you for many, many years, and you've always been a family man, and I hope that you'll enjoy these years a little bit more without having to come out on Thursday nights. Enjoy the grandkids and the family, because it's so important. You never know how much time you have, and they're the best part of life. So as grandparents, we could say that. Councilor McGinn, it's been an honor to serve with you. I served with your brother, and I thought John was knowledgeable, but you've totally blown him away. I have to say that you are as well prepared as anybody. Not that your brother wasn't, but you are more than prepared, and you always have something to bring to the table, and I appreciate that. And I also want to just tell a quick story that the first city council meeting that I was council president, I think it was 1991, 92, and my very first meeting was, he was sitting right there. Your brother John, Bill Toomey, was sitting right here. And, you know, I was a rookie. I was the first, you know, it was my second term, and I was third year in, and they started going at it. And those were the days when, you know, we could really go at it. And your brother threw the rule book at Councilor Toomey, and I didn't know what the hell to do. And Natalie's poking me, and she's going, call for a 2-minute recess. And Jesus, I don't know. And everybody was up in arms. But that's your brother's story. But with that, I appreciate everything you've done. Ryan, I've known you the longest out of anybody here. I knew you when you were just a little kid, when I hung around with your dad. And I know that your father is proud of you, and he's looking down upon you and the accomplishments that you've made and given to this city, as well as taking care of every issue at home. Still, you know, with your mom. And, you know, he left us real early, and I know that he was real proud of you when he was here, and I'm sure he's much more proud than he is. You've done a great job. You should be very proud of what you've accomplished, and I just want to wish you the best, and you and Mariana can try to enjoy some evenings together. So with that said, thank you to everybody, and I wish everybody a happy holiday. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Gamache. Councilor Higgins.
Thank you, Madam President. I don't have any motions, orders, or resolutions this evening, but I would like to make some comments. I'd like to thank you for your leadership as the council president this year. You handled it with grace, and things went smoothly all year long, so I appreciate that and realize how difficult that is. So thank you for that. I'd like to thank Councilor McGinn's years of service on the council. I am one of the newest members on this council, and when you come to this place and you win an election and you're announced as a councilor, you think you know what you might be doing or you're going to do, and you quickly realize after meeting one or two that you don't. And one of the things I appreciated mostly from Councilor McGinn was his attention to detail. Coming from an engineering background, I really appreciate that, as I try to focus that way as well. But the amount of preparation that you do prior to the meetings is incredible. It really opened my eyes as to how much more work I need to do throughout the 2 years that I've been on this council, and I keep striving to do more. So that's really appreciated by me, and I'm sure all of the council and all of the city, and your caring for the ward is fantastic. So I really thank you for that. Councilor Melville, same goes for you. When I first met you, I said, wow, this young guy, he seems to know quite a bit about politics, and I didn't realize your vast knowledge and depth of your knowledge, and having you as a sounding board is going to be missed. Getting those friendly phone calls, especially not having a rule book or a playbook on how to do this job. You get a call from, and other councils have done it as well, but Ryan in particular would call me up and say, hey, buddy, you got something coming up, in Ward 2, do you know how to handle this? Do you know what the mechanics are, what you have to say? And so that was really appreciated at a nervous time when I had no idea what I was doing. So your presence is going to be missed. Lastly, Councilor Gould, you were probably, I think, the first council to welcome me into the council with open arms. I'd known you before, but working on this council with you, I got to learn and appreciate what a benefactor you are to the city, and your level of caring and generosity and involvement is, paralleled by no one. It was just a pleasure to work with you and to have you as a role model for, and I hope to fulfill that and operate in the manner in which you did all these years. So I want to thank you for that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilor Higgins. Councilor Manning Martin.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I as well would like to commend you and congratulate you for an excellent role as City Council President. Your communication was great. You're a great communicator, and the meetings did run very smoothly, so congratulations on that. To my 3 retiring colleagues, collectively, you have decades of service to the city in your roles, and you are to be commended for that. We all know the sacrifice that is, and the residents of Peabody know as well and appreciate it. So I wish you all well in your retirement, and I appreciate the relationships we have all made, and I look forward to seeing you all in your more relaxed roles. But I appreciate all the work that you have done, and you've made quite contributions, all of you, to the city, and for that we are all very thankful. And lastly, I would like to wish everyone a Merry Christmas, a Happy Hanukkah, and we will see everyone next year. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Manning Martin. Councilor Welton.
Thank you, Madam President. No motions, orders, or resolutions this evening, just 2 quick announcements and then a few remarks. First, I'd like to encourage, if anyone is interested in toy donations, I know the Peabody Police Department has their Fill a Cruiser event coming up. I'm not sure what the date is on that, but I know that they're helping with collecting toys. So, in the spirit of the holidays, if there's many families out here, I'm sure that would be appreciative of that. So please keep that in mind. Secondarily, January 3rd, be there at the Fire at the Farm at Tilly's, starting at 4:00 p.m. I'm sure we'll have some hot chocolate and all sorts of good stuff going on over there, so I hope to see everyone there. And I would just like to first off congratulate you, Madam President. Well done. This was a very, I think Councilor Gamache had mentioned, this is a very smooth year. In no no surprise, your leadership played a pivotal role in that. So thank you very much for all your hard work in leading a tremendous council this past year. Pete, congratulations. Going to miss having you in the meetings. You're very thorough. I've learned a tremendous amount from you. It always makes me chuckle when we're in finance and you're reading 000, 000, 000. But so I'll miss all of your attention to detail, but your kindness and your friendship and your hard work. So thank you very much. Ryan, you are a very thoughtful counselor. I've heard many people ask me before, like, Ryan doesn't really say that much, does he? But when he does, it's always a very good point. So you have been a tremendous resource for me. You've been a great friend. You are very thoughtful with everything that you take up, and I've really appreciated that. So thank you and congratulations, and enjoy your next chapter, whatever that may be. And Councilor Gould, last but not least, I want to thank you for your friendship. You're one of the first people I met when I moved to Peabody. And I appreciate everything you've done on the council. I know you're involved in every single committee that we have in the city, so I'm sure we'll see you in many different capacities. But I want to thank you particularly for all of your hard work that you do in including members of our community of all abilities. I think, Peabody's a very special place for many reasons, but I think it's a community where everyone feels welcome. And I know that that's something that's been very important to you and something that you've driven for decades. So I know you're continuing that, but I wanted to say how appreciative I am for that. So thank you very much. Enjoy your retirement, I guess, so to speak, from the council, although I'm sure we'll still see you at every other committee meeting that you're on. So appreciate all the hard work. I hope everyone has a wonderful holiday. Thanks.
Thank you, Councilor Welton. Councilor McGinn.
Thank you, Madam President. Under suspension of the rules, move to receive item 8A. So moved.
You heard the motion, councilors. Any discussion? Seeing none. All in favor? Any opposed? It's a vote. Councilor McGinn.
Yeah, council's on 8A. That's from the retirement board. So hold on to that piece of paper. That's that $18.5 million you're going to see again in June. Under suspension of the rules, Madam President, co-motion with Councilor Welton, move to receive item 8B and set up a public hearing. So moved.
You heard the motion. Any discussion? Seeing none. All in favor? Any opposed? It's a vote. Councilor McGinn.
Thank you, Madam President. Under suspension of the rules, move to receive late communication 4. So moved.
You heard the motion for late 4. Any discussion? Seeing none. All in favor? Any opposed? It's a vote. Councilor McGinn.
Madam President, under suspension of the rules, move to receive item 8D. So moved.
You heard the motion, councilors. Any discussion? Seeing none. All in favor? Any opposed? It's a vote. Councilor McGinn.
Thank you, Madam President. Late 4 and 8D are conservation restrictions that have been totally vetted by the city solicitor and by the CPC and the holder of the restrictions, which is Essex County Greenbelt. They're ready for council adoption. This is a requirement of state law that we have these conservation restrictions in place for any land that's acquired for open space with utilizing CPC funds. So with that, again, when it's late forward, which is the correction to 8D, includes the incremental additional pages. I would move that the City Council of the City of Peabody, Massachusetts, Municipal Corporation with a place of business at 24 Lowell Street, Peabody, Mass. 01960, hereby approves the conservation restrictions from the City of Peabody to Essex County Greenbelt Association, Inc. over land owned by the city totaling approximately 86.01 plus or minus acres. The premises in the public interest pursuant to Section 32 of Chapter 184 of the Massachusetts General Law, and furthermore authorizes the City Council President to sign on behalf of the City of Peabody City Council. So moved.
You heard the motion. Any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Councilors Turco.
Yes.
Peach.
Yes.
Gould.
Yes.
Gamache.
Yes.
Higgins.
Yes.
Manny Martin. Welton.
Yes.
McGinn.
Yes.
Rozignol.
Yes.
Melville.
Yes.
Daigle.
Yes.
Motion carries 11-0.
Thank you. Councilor McGinn.
Thank you, Madam President. On the suspension of the rules, move to receive item 8F. So moved.
You heard the motion. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Any opposed? It's a vote. Councilor McGinn.
Thank you, Madam President. Item 8F is a press release from the U.S. Attorney's Office regarding the conviction of Christine Fisher on charges of money laundering of drug proceeds through her business at 195 Washington Street, PK Motors. Considering this information, I move to schedule an evidentiary hearing on whether the Class II motor vehicle license of Christine Fisher doing business as PK Motors should be revoked relative to the U.S. Attorney Office announcement that Ms. Fisher recently was convicted of money laundering conspiracy through her PK Motor Cars business. So moved.
You heard the motion to schedule the hearing. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Any opposed? It's a vote. Councilor McGinn.
Thank you, Madam President. Under suspension of the rules, move to receive item 8G. So moved.
You heard the motion. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Any opposed? It's a vote. Councilor McGinn.
Thank you, Madam President. Item 8G is a request to withdraw 2 applications. Accordingly, I would first move to allow the withdrawal of a special permit application by 120 Main Street LLC without prejudice. So moved.
You heard the motion. Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? It's a vote. Councilor McGinn.
Thank you, Madam President. I was further move to allow the withdrawal of an entertainment license application by Greg's Mediterranean Restaurant without prejudice. So moved.
You heard the motion. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Any opposed? It's a vote. Councilor McGinn.
Madam President, under suspension of the rules, move to receive late 2. So moved.
You heard the motion. Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? It's a vote. Thank you, Councilor McGinn. Back to you.
I believe that's it. First, thank you all for your very kind comments this evening. Of course, our term expires on January 5th, but tonight is the last scheduled council meeting, so it is, in terms of sitting behind this desk, this is it. First, I'd like to thank my wife, Jeanette, and my family for supporting me through the time on the council. As you all know from the support you all get from your families, we couldn't do it without them, and I could not have done it without my wife and kids. So thank you so much to them. It's been a true honor and privilege to represent Ward 2 these past 12 years. I'd really like to thank the residents of Ward 2 for putting their trust and confidence in me over that time. Being a city councilor is something that I've really enjoyed doing, and I'm sure I'm going to miss it at times. But I'm proud to have been able to offer some years of public service, and I'm hoping that Ward 2 and the city might be at least a little bit better off for it. It's been a great experience serving with so many other great councilors over the years. I'm not going to start naming names. We'll be here all night. But I am certain, as I think Councilor Turco kind of wove into his comments, I have learned something from every councilor that I have served with. It's a tremendous learning experience, and I'm grateful to them for the knowledge they've shared. The timing of my departure was really made easier, I would point out, by the fact that Councilors Melville and Gould also decided not to run for re-election this year. I have great respect for both of you, and I value our friendships. And our coincidental decisions to step aside made this more comfortable than making that step alone. So thank you for that. I know we all had our separate reasons, and it just worked out that way, but it did make it a more comfortable transition. I'd like to thank the mayor and all the city staff for their support over the years. And in particular, I'd like to thank the city clerk and that office for their dedication and true professionalism. You've always been there for us. It's been just the responsiveness has been outstanding, and thank you, Allison, for running such a tight ship, and Stacy, well done. Madam President, thank you for your work this year as president. You did a fine job, and as others have commented, you kept us on track, and you kept the meetings flowing well, and you've earned our praise. Last, I'd like to wish best of luck to the new council that was going to be sworn in January. Within that group, I hope that the 3 new councilor-elects, we have one of them here with us tonight, make a smooth transition into their new roles. So thank you all very much, and Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor McGinn. Councilor Rossignol.
Thank you, Council President. I have no motions, orders, or resolutions, but I want to echo the comments of a few of my councilors. First, Council President Daigle, thank you for your year as Council President. We know it's not an easy task, but as has been mentioned by a number of other councilors, you kept us in line and you kept the train moving, and you did a fantastic job, so I thank you. To the 3 gentlemen, and I mean that in the utmost sincerity, you will be missed on this council for a multiple of different reasons and different ways. You're all great men. Pete, you're meticulous right up to the end. Watching you and how you conduct business has been a privilege for the past 8 years, but being on the council, and I appreciate your friendship as well as being a co-councilor with you. Councilor Gould, our friendship goes back to when I was on the school committee almost 16 years ago now. Whether we were playing basketball or at Challenger, you've been a great counselor while I've served with you, even before that, and you're a great friend, and I appreciate your time here. Councilor Melville, we got on this board together. We ran together. Ever since then, since then and every day since, I consider you a friend. To Pete and to Ryan, we'll be on the golf course soon. And with that, I just want to say thank you for a great year, and to the 3 outgoing councilors, thank you. You will all be missed. Lastly, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Rossignol. Councilor Melville.
Thank you, Madam President. We have late 3. Did you want me to take that and receive it, or did you want to discuss it?
If you want to receive it, I will comment on it.
Okay.
Sure.
Motion to receive item under suspension of the rules. Motion to receive item late 3. So moved.
You heard the motion for late 3 to receive. All in favor, any opposed? It's a vote. Did you have any comments? Thank you. I'm glad you took this before the very end. I didn't want to be a skunk at the lawn party for doing business. But late 3, just in summary, is regarding 15 King Street, the old J.B. Thomas Hospital. I think most people in the city are familiar with it. The status of the property has changed over the last year. I've reached out to the owners, Hemisphere, as to their current status. There was a different plan that has recently changed. They have not given me one, but they did say they would be filing for a demo permit in the next few weeks. prior to that, they're doing some preparation and clearing out the building, which has raised a lot of concern from the neighbors with issues of a gate being open and liability of furniture being thrown from windows and safety of children or neighbors walking in. So, and there are people working in the building. I'm compelled to protect the public safety. So the city did go ahead and issue a notice of violation in order to correct, to make sure that the property is secure so that no one is hurt, and moving forward that they have a plan. So if anyone has any questions, if they have complaints, they can reach out certainly to the building commissioner, Sharon Cameron, or me, and we will respond to it right away. Thank you. Any other comments? Councilor Melville, back to you.
Thank you, Madam President. I just want to congratulate you on a great year. Well done. It's not easy. I think you handled every meeting in a way of everybody had an opportunity to speak, and they were well organized, so thank you very much. Obviously, this is my last meeting. I want to thank first the residents of the city of Peabody. It's been a great ride. You don't realize until you're representing the city how fortunate we are to have such great people. There's a lot of talent out there. There's a lot of great folks. I would encourage anybody that's thinking about getting involved. We got a lot of boards and commissions. It's a good way to get started. We definitely need more folks to get involved in that, and I think it would be great. You know, second, I just want to thank all my colleagues here, all the current counselors, former counselors, every one of them. I leave as a friend, you know, and I think you all know that. You can call me if I can ever be of assistance. You know, it's a phone call away. I know this, and that goes for the incoming counselors as well. I think the city of Peabody is going to be very fortunate. I'd like to thank Allison and her great staff. Been through a lot together, Allison. You did a great job. We're very fortunate to have you, all the department heads, the mayor's office. I also want to thank my family, my mother, Carol, my sister, Kaylin, Jack Gannon, who's been incredibly helpful, and then obviously my wife, Mariana. I got introduced recently at a city event as Mariana's husband. So I think, thank God she's not on the ballot against me. I had no shot. I'm not getting out of that primary. But lastly, I just want to say, you know, it took, I look back on the last 8 years. Sometimes you don't realize all the things that happened and all the things that we went through. And, you know, I really do, it was a rewarding experience, but it was also, it was rewarding and being able to give back. And, you know, you see that Welch School project being done. It was right next to my house. I saw it from start to finish. That's really good government, you know. You saw what it went to. That's the brand new school that was a quarter of the price of what schools are going for right now. And those kids that was not an easy project for that school community. It was not an easy project for the city, but we're all going to benefit. And that's just one example that's occurring. And I look forward to seeing what happens with the new high school. So again, and just to conclude, I just want to thank all of you, all the great work, and I really appreciate it. And that concludes my tenure. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Melville. I will be brief. Before I say my thank yous, Councilor Turco reminded me, I want to let everyone know, in honor of the memory of Dorothy Bonfanti, wife of our former mayor Bonfanti. She passed away on Sunday. So she was an asset to the city. She was very friendly. She volunteered and did a lot for all of us in the community. She will be missed. My condolences to Mayor Bonfanti. Her wake, I believe, is 2 to 5 at Conway Cahill Broder on Sunday, and her funeral is at St. Adelaide's, I believe, at 10:30 on Monday. So God bless Ms. Bonfanti. And then moving on, I would like to, as president, thank you all for not only the kind words, but thank you. I couldn't have done this without each and every one of you, because I've probably called each of you in a panic or with a random question or looking for advice at some point in time. And it's funny, I started off the year counting down how many meetings I have left and like looking forward to it, and now it's bittersweet for this to be my last. But thank you all for the support. I think this really is a great group of people, and it's a pleasure. And I'm proud to say we didn't have any fist fights or throwing of the code books or anything else. So, and to the outgoing presidents, presidents, counselors, I know I will see all of you around town because I often do. Ryan, thank you. Councilor Melville, you've always given me great advice in a variety of lenses. I appreciate that, and yep, I will still call you and looking for that. Counselor McGinn, we rely on you to catch us with any technical things that we do wrong. So I don't know who we're going to rely on, but we count on it. And what I think I will miss the most is the banter about the 4th of July competitions. So you've got big shoes to fill there, but you will be missed. And Counselor Gould, maybe my inspiration for becoming a city councilor. I will miss marching with you at the parade. I know I will still see you around town, but we will always have PDAT. And if anyone remembers and Councilor McGinn, you remember that too. So thank you everyone for a fantastic year. I hope everyone, the citizens, have a great holiday, Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate, and a happy and healthy 2026. Our inauguration, I believe, is January 5th at 6:00 p.m. here in the Wigan. I believe it's at 7 p.m. Thank you. Something will come out more public about that. With that being said, I will, yes, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.